Konnichiwa! This is Robin White and Yoko White, your global partners missionaries in Japan.
Last year, we were back in Canada for partnership development. Raising our support took longer than expected, in part because of COVID. But, thankfully, in October, we finally were able to return to Japan.
Of course, because of the pandemic, traveling to Japan was a little more complicated than usual, as you can imagine. As part of Japan's entry restrictions, as a foreigner, I had to get COVID tested within 48 hours of leaving Canada, and of course have the results with me when we left, which in the Maritimes is pretty hard. We actually left New Brunswick without those results in hand, trusting that my doctor was going to get them to me on time, and they arrived in my email inbox before we made it to Toronto. And so it was very last minute. We actually went outside the airport and found a place to print my test results off and go back to the airport. But thankfully, we had all of the paperwork in hand before we left the country, and were able to hand that in at Japanese immigration and get through no problem. We're thankful for the many people like yourselves who were praying, and that God came through for us in this way. He's also provided for all the rest of our needs along the way.
In previous years, we lived in Nagoya, but this time we have relocated to my hometown in Ishikawa Prefecture. The main reason for this move was to be closer to my mother, who lives alone now since my father passed away about 1 year ago. But it's also an area that needs more missionaries, and we believe that God is going to open up some good ministry opportunities here. It's winter here, and there's been lots of snow, and we've been able to help my mother by shoveling out her yard. Also, she recently fell down on the ice and hurt her hand. It wasn't too serious, fortunately, but she needed help for a few days with cooking and other things. So we are thankful we could be there for her. Since the end of December, Japan has been experiencing its third wave of COVID-19 infections, the worst yet. A number of prefectures have declared a state of emergency, and the medical system is in danger of collapse. Japan already has one of the highest suicide rates in the world, but sadly, because of the pandemic, the suicide rate is on the rise again. Please pray for Japan.
Please pray for us, too. Pray that God will lead us as we build relationships with local churches here in the Ishikawa Prefecture, and pray for wisdom and guidance as we prepare to launch our new online manga ministry, Drawbridge Creations. This seems like a really good time to be building an online ministry, when church activities are really limited and when a lot of people are spending a lot more time at home. So pray that God will use this new ministry to help us to build spiritual bridges with people who might not ever have a connection with the church. And pray that God will use this ministry to bring hope to people who don't know Him and draw people to Jesus Christ. We thank you again for your prayers and partnership with us and with our ministry here in Japan, and we appreciate your ongoing prayers.
ありがとうございます。